Hi everyone, welcome back to JJ Negron TV. So I just saw what might be one of my top 10 Marvel films of all time, and that film is Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So in this video I'm just going to take a few minutes and give you some of my initial thoughts on the film. First, Shang Chi is not only a dazzling martial arts spectacle, but it's also a deeply complex family drama. It is just as much about the character interactions as it is about the amazing action sequences, and there are plenty of both. At the center of the film is Shang Chi, a young man growing up in San Francisco who has to come to terms with the fact that his father, Wenwu, better known as the Mandarin, is one of the most notorious villains in history. When we first meet Shang Chi, he's working as a valet in San Francisco alongside his friend Katie, played wonderfully by Awkwafina. Most of the film's most comedic moments come from the hilarious interactions between her and Shang. The two of them are sort of stuck in a state of arrested development, neither one of them really fulfilling their true potential. Things change, of course, when Shang's sister sends him a letter in the mail, and Shang must confront his mysterious past, which includes confronting his father, the Mandarin. Right off the bat, I can tell you that this interpretation of the Mandarin might just be my favorite villain in the entire MCU. Besides maybe Killmonger from Black Panther, I can't think of another villain that has this much depth to their character. The Mandarin is someone who we can truly sympathize with and relate to on a really emotional level. In the opening sequence, we meet the Mandarin nearly 1,000 years ago, when he first gains access to the legendary Ten Rings. The rings grant him eternal life, among many other things, and we watch as the Mandarin and his organization affect history by toppling governments and conquering the world for centuries. The Mandarin is initially presented as a ruthless warlord, but what he doesn't realize is that his destiny is about to change forever when he meets the love of his life, Ying Li. You see, his quest for more power eventually leads him to the fantastical village of Ta Lo, which is being guarded by Ying Li. Upon arrival, the Mandarin demands access to the entrance, but she denies him. The two of them then begin engaging in beautiful hand-to-hand combat in the classical martial arts style of wuxia. I loved this scene for its use of color and slow motion and the elegance of the combat. The scene really did seem like a long romantic dance, and it's only the first of many just like it. Anyway, the Mandarin and Ying Li soon fall in love and raise a family together. And if you've seen Shang-Chi, you know that the Mandarin's past catches up to him, and the result is the death of Ying Li. He is of course shattered by her death, and he returns to his old ways, seeking vengeance with the young Shang-Chi right beside him. The thing about the Mandarin is that he's not driven by greed or power, but by love. The deep and profound love that he had for his wife. A love that will continue to haunt him for the rest of his days. He would risk everything to see his wife's face again, and that is ultimately what leads to his downfall. The film devotes so much time to making us care about the Mandarin, to the point where we actually want things to work out for him in the end. This is a sign of a good villain, the fact that we actually care about this guy and what happens to him. To be honest, the character of Wenwu outshines the character of Shang-Chi, his son. Don't get me wrong, I love Shang, but when compared to his father, there is just a certain flatness to him. There were times during the film where I wished I was watching a 3-hour epic about Wenwu, rather than a Marvel film about Shang-Chi. Nonetheless, I was deeply interested in his journey as a character, as he goes from an apathetic boy running from his past, to a grown man who is forced to confront it. We can see the hero's journey all over this film, where the main character initially rejects the call to action, but ultimately must confront his demons and reluctantly become a hero. One more thing. Towards the end of the film, Shang tells Katie that he's going to kill his father because, after all, it was the Mandarin and the sins of his past that are actually responsible for the death of Ying Li. If Shang kills his father, it would be in keeping with the Mandarin's own philosophy of an eye for an eye. However, in the end, Shang does something that is truly heroic. Not only does he attempt to spare his father's life, but he offers his father a chance at redemption. In a world where anti-heroes are all the rage, it feels great to see someone as pure and good-hearted as Shang-Chi on the big screen. Anyway guys, I really loved this film and I look forward to revisiting it as soon as possible. But that's it for now. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.